All right, what do you think the chances are that I can get this done in the last few minutes of my prep? Let's find out. I'm willing to risk it. It's going to be a short lesson because we're going to play math bingo right after this. So I'm just going to quickly go through the notes with you. This is something that you're 100% going to want to take notes on, for sure, because this is something that you're going to be referring back to quite a bit. There's going to be a lot of those in this class. So I'm combining two of the review lessons together, part of R3 and part of R6, actually almost all of R6, but I think they work better together. So there are 8 exponential rules we're going to do. The first one is x to the a times x to the b equals 1. Well, the rule is that is x to the a plus b, so you add those exponents. And let me, over here, so here are the rules, and then over here I'm going to explain why, okay? So let's say that you had, x squared and x to the third. Well, x squared is just x times x, and x to the third is x times x times x, and we're multiplying them, so we just have really 5 x's, so that equals x to the 5th. So you just add them. Pretty simple there. All right, number 2. What if you have x to the a and then a power of b is on the outside? Well, that one is x to the ab. And we can do that again. This is just, so again, the left side is the rules and the right side is kind of an explanation. So this would be like if we had x squared to the third power. Well, that would be 3 of these. So we have x squared times x squared times x squared. Yeah, and then that would make x to the 6th. All right, I can do it. Just a few more minutes left. Time pressure is good pressure. Sometimes. All right, x to the a over x to the b. For that one, you end up subtracting the exponents like this. For example, if I had x to the 6th divided by x squared, that wouldn't be, you don't just divide the exponents, so it wouldn't be x to the third. For that one, it would be like x times x times x times x times x on the top, and on the bottom is x times x. So if we start canceling stuff out, we end up with x to the 4th left. So that's why that one works. All right, you can also have something like this. You got 2 variables on the inside and a power on the outside, and that actually, the power goes to both of them. It's like it distributes to both of them. So it'd be x to the a and y to the a. For example, if I had x y to the third, then that would be xy times xy, which is x to the third, y to the third, because there's 3 x's and 3 y's. All right, only 8 rules. We're not going to do any examples because all those examples are coming up in Math Bingo today. This one is x, need a bigger parentheses there, x divided by y with a power of a on the outside. And that is just like this one, the a goes to both. It goes to the top and the bottom this time, so this would be a x to the a over y to the a. So if I was going to do an example over here, I would say that's x over y to the, if I made it to the third again, that would be xy times xy, which is x to the third and y to the third. I don't always remember these rules. I just remember how the math works on the right side. So this is the stuff I guarantee that I know how to do. These rules, sometimes I have to do a little bit of work to figure out what the rule is again when I forget. All right, next up, we've got x to the negative a. This is the same thing as 1 over x to the a. And over here, I'm just going to do some quick examples. So if you had I don't know, x to the negative 4, then that's the same thing as 1 over x to the 4th. And I'll explain why in the one that's right below it. Number 7 is x to the 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1, no matter what. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So for example, here's a good example that I like. Let's say we've got all these powers. All right, so we know 2 to the first power is 2, and 2 squared is 4, and 2 to the third power is 8. And then if you look at the negative things here, it's just like it's a fraction with that on the bottom. So this one, 2 to the negative 1 would be 1 over 2 to the first, which is just 2. And this would be 1 over 2 squared, which is 4. And this one would be 1 over 2 to the third power, which is 8. So then we're just looking at a pattern here. What's missing? Every time when you go from 2 to the third to 2 squared, it's like we're dividing by 2. We're getting rid of another 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 divided by 2 is 1/2. 1/2 divided by 2 is 1/4. 1/4 divided by 2 is 1/8. So it's basically, if you go this way in the pattern, you're multiplying by 2. And if you go this way, you're dividing by 2. All right, one left. I'm going to make it. I've got a couple minutes left. All right. If you have a square root, that's the same thing as saying x to the 1/2. And over here in the examples, by the way, it really doesn't matter what that root is. Like suppose it's like a cubed root, then that would be x to the 1/3. If you had like a fourth root, that would be x to the 1/4. Square root just doesn't have the little 2 there because you assume that it's a square root if there's nothing there. So we're going to go over all of these rules again in detail in the game, just as we're practicing them. But this is something that you definitely want to have in your notebook or somewhere where you can definitely refer to it anytime you want to. All right. See you for the game. Make sure you sign back in the chat. Bye.